I got a text from a sister. How perfect. Hey, what's up you guys, it's Anna and I'm back with another video. In this video, I asked people on my Instagram to send me questions they have about Greek life, joining a sorority, things like that. And I thought in this video I would just answer them. I remember with my experience going into Greek life, I was unsure if I was even gonna rush. I honestly didn't think I was going to. And I had a friend who was like, no Anna, you should try this. And I'm so happy I did it. It's honestly turned into one of the best experiences I've had and has totally made my collegiate experience something amazing, especially with online times. Having such a strong group of women with me is amazing. So I'm just gonna answer these questions. So the first question I got asked was, what do you get out of being in a sorority? And what I personally get out of it is some amazing friends, a ton of leadership opportunities, a ton of opportunities to go out and contribute to the world and do some community service. You get opportunities to socialize with other groups of people on campus. You get to do obviously a lot of fun things socially and participate in some pretty fun events. Yeah, you get a lot of leadership opportunities. You get a lot of experience. Like, at least I'm in a leadership position right now and I'm learning a lot of different skills and things like that. It's great to put on your resume, I guess, and it's pretty great to, you have networking, all these girls in your chapter, even people who graduated before you even joined, you can always go to them if you need anything and they're always there to help you out, and it's really amazing. So get a lot out of it. Next question, how time consuming is being in a sorority? It can be as time consuming or not time consuming as you want it to be. It's pretty adaptable, but you get what you put into it. Not too hard to work around. You have weekly meetings and you have some mandatory events that you have to do and go to, but it's really not too time consuming. But again, if you want to put extra effort into it and want to put more into it, it can take up more time. I definitely think it's worth all the time, and it's not consuming your time. Time consuming has such a negative connotation to it. You're literally hanging out with your friends. So it's setting aside time to prioritize hanging out with people you care about, which I think is something really cool. So it's not necessarily time consuming as much as it is you're putting time into something very important and valuable. But again, it uses up as much time as you let it. How much does it cost to be in a sorority? It depends on a couple things. It depends on your chapter, what chapter you're in. It depends on where you're located, whether or not you have a house, whether or not you have all those kinds of stuff. And I think it also would probably just depend on your school and the things that your chapter has to pay for and it doesn't have to pay for. But for me personally, I'm pretty sure when it's not COVID times, it's around $400. But don't let money stop you. If you're having trouble, literally there's so many things put into place to help you with that aspect of being in a sorority and being in Greek life. So money is definitely not something that should stop you from joining and doing this experience, because it's worth every penny in my opinion, and there are so many different payment plans and options and ways for it to be more accessible financially. All right, the next question, how does Rush Week work? Rush Week works different, I know, for different schools, but there's pretty much a standard way to do it. I know mine is different from things that I've seen in other YouTube videos, but it started out with, you have 3 rounds. You have open house, philanthropy, and preference round. And in the beginning, there's, for open house, you see every single chapter on campus and you meet all the girls in that chapter. Then you rank them, and then the next round is philanthropy, and you go there and you meet just a select few chapters that you both wanted to see each other again. You go to those chapters, and then for preference, you pick your top 2, they pick, and if you get picked back, you go to those 2 preference rounds, and each one gets a little bit more intimate each round. And that's just formal recruitment. There's also informal recruitment, which is you go to a chapter and you specifically express interest in them, and then it's more of a informal process. Will I be good enough for a sorority? Yes. Yes, you will. There's no good enough. You're not good enough. You're not good enough. It's about finding people with similar values and people that you connect to. So yes, you are definitely good enough for a sorority. Okay, the question next was, what if I can't find my best fit? In my opinion, you're gonna hear this so many times if you choose to go into Greek life and recruitment, it's trust the process. Even if you can't find a chapter that you feel like a click with, just keep going and trust it, because they feel an interest in you, they feel a desire to get to know you, they want to pursue you, and they want you to be in their chapter. And they're gonna make an effort to get to know you. And who knows, maybe if you're going through your rounds of recruitment, you might not connect directly with one of the girls you're talking to, but you might connect to another girl in the chapter that you just didn't get a chance to talk to in that round of recruitment. But the person you're talking to just knows you'd make a strong connection with the chapter. If you don't find one that feels like your best fit, trust the process, because there are so many girls in that chapter that you will probably definitely click with. None of my friends are rushing. Should I still rush, or should I only rush with your friends? Rush. Your friends will still be your friends if you're in a sorority, but it's such a great opportunity, and just because your friends don't want to pursue the same path as you, you don't pick your college based on your boyfriend. That's just a fact, okay? You don't pick your college based on celebrities. You don't make your decisions based on other people. You need to make this decision, and whether or not you want to rush based on something do you want the Greek life experience? If the answer is yes, then rush. Even if your friends don't say yes to that question, you want to do it, go for it. Trust me, you will not regret it, and you will make so many friends. Will I be able to balance school and a social life? Absolutely. Sororities work with your academics. They want you to be successful. We want, like in a sorority, academics is a huge part of it. We want you to have a high GPA. We want you to be successful. We want you to do well in your classes, and there are systems in place to help you academically. So yes, and if you're struggling, there's people in the chapters that you can talk to and figure out how to help you academically. So yeah, you will definitely be able to balance school and sorority. If you can't make a mandatory event because you have something for school, usually you can get that excused. So do not stress. Please do not stress. Hazing. Is there hazing? I'm not gonna lie, some chapters haze. My chapter, no. No hazing at all whatsoever. If you are being hazed, there are places on campus where you can go to report it. And hazing is just not acceptable, so if you are being hazed, please report that. You always have the right to say no, and I know in certain situations it feels so hard to say no because of all pressure, but you can say no, and if you are being hazed, report it. My chapter, I know there's no hazing, but I can't speak for all of them, and I know that I have heard about other sororities engaging in hazing. Will I be forced to interact sexually with men? Again, under that, no. In my chapter, no. Just because you're in a sorority does not mean that you have to engage in acts with frat men. That's not a thing. Now as for the hazing aspect goes, you can always say no, like I said, and report it. And if they force you to do something like that, you just have to think, do you want these people to be your sisters? Like, these are your sisters. Do you think sisters would do that? And do you want these people to be your sisters? And make that decision from there. Is it all about parties and drinking? Will I feel outcast because I don't party? No, it's not all about parties and drinking. There's so much going on in a sorority that I never thought. When I rushed, I had no idea what I was getting into. And I thought this exact same thing. Is it all parties and drinking? Is it all like going out and doing all crazy stuff? No. Sometimes we just have movie nights where we have hot chocolate. Sororities are playing with Nerf guns in the dark, doing glow-in-the-dark Nerf wars. Being in a sorority is like, I don't know, going on coffee dates, or not having a phone charger and having a whole group of women that you can text and ask for a phone charger. It's knowing that there's people there for you. It's not all about parties and drinking. It's truly a sisterhood where it's baking cookies in the middle of the night. So being in a sorority is going to a gas station and getting a 3-foot tall chocolate bunny because you got dumped. Like, that is what a sorority is. It is not all drinking and partying. Trust me, you will be just as much of a sister if you don't want to do those things. What happens if I have conflicts with sorority members? Well, I can help you with that. Answer that question quite well. There is an officer in place, at least in my sorority, or there's usually someone within the chapter that you can go to and talk to who is designated there to help resolve conflict, to help advocate and listen to sisters about their conflicts or about their issues and help resolve them. It's normal. It's a group full of a ton of women. It's not always peaches and cream. There is arguments, like that happens in every relationship. There are people there. There is oftentimes someone in the executive council whose job it is to help you resolve those conflicts. If there's conflicts, don't worry. It happens. They will get resolved. Do I have to have a certain GPA to join Greek life? Yeah, you do. In my school, I believe it's a 2.5 GPA to rush, and then to be in good standing, I think it's a 2.7, and to hold a membership status, I think it's a 3.0, or like not a membership status, a position. I think it has to be a 3.0. As a sorority in Greek life, we want you to do well academically, so having a standard GPA, it keeps people, it's like when you're in a sport in high school, you have to have a certain GPA in order to not be benched. Is it worth the money? Yes. What do you do if you're in a round with a sorority you don't like? My first tip, don't go into a meeting with a chapter with preconceived ideas that this chapter is for you. I'm only going to rush because I want to be in this one chapter. Please do not go into recruitment with that mindset. Go in with an open mind that any chapter is could be the chapter for you, could be the home for you, and because the sisters are more than the reputation on like Greek rank. Okay, don't go into recruitment thinking I want to be in this sorority because it's top tier. Go with the one that you connect the best with. Yeah, and if you are in a round with this sorority, like, okay, I'm in this round, I know based on my experience with these girls that it's just, they're not the right fit for me. It's not forever. Just keep making pleasant conversation. And you know, when you're ranking, maybe not rank them. It's gonna be okay. It's not the end of the world to be in a round with a chapter that you're not the biggest fan of or that you don't connect with. You'll get through the round, be civil, be polite, have polite conversation, and then maybe just put them lower in your ranking. It's not the end of the world. How much unhealthy social pressure and competition is there? There's only unhealthy social pressure and competition if you look for it. So if you try to compete with other chapters on campus and be like, we're the best, there's gonna be social pressure and competition. But if you don't care and you just love the chapter that you're in because you're in that chapter and you love the girls, then there's no real competition there. As in like within the chapter, for like, I don't know. So in my chapter, there's not a lot. The only social pressure that I feel is social pressure to do better and to keep pushing myself to do my best. That's the only social pressure I feel from my chapter. I can't say with other chapters and other girls, but when it comes to appearances or anything like that, I don't feel like there's competition or social pressure at all. Next question, will I be able to balance Greek life with school and a job? Yes, I did that for this semester. I worked as a manager at a pizza place, I was in Greek life, and I managed to get a 4.0 GPA. So yes, you can absolutely manage it. You have to obviously work on the skill of time management and prioritize and do what you need to do and be able to communicate effectively with your chapter, with your employer, and with your professors. Obviously, school should be your first priority, but it's absolutely manageable. You just need to focus on time management and make time management a priority. So that is all my questions. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it a little bit informative. If you have more questions, please let me know and I will do my best to answer them. And if anyone asks, I definitely recommend you join Greek life because it is absolutely amazing and a great experience. So yeah, I hope this video was informative and you guys all enjoyed. Bye bye. Mwah.